Hey boys, FaZe Doritos here. I just woke up. I like my coffee dark, look at that. I don't know if you can see that. Anyways, I hit rank 1 solo shuffle ladder, and it's fucking dark in my room because, you know, the sun's out. I don't come out when the sun's out. I'm a nocturnal creature, but today I did. I woke up earlier. I decided to be like, yo, I'm going to jump out of my bed. I'm going to shoot a YouTube video. We're going to get this shit rolling. So let's get straight in the video. Alright boys, first game of the day. Let's see what we got here. We got an Ellie Shaman, Resto Shaman, Assassination Rogue. And this is honestly the worst thing that I could ever have, right? This is not something that you win against. And here we go. So I'm throwing my gate, my port. The most important thing, guys, is when you're versing a rogue, never use your wall outside of Deathmark, because that's when you need to trade. So I'm here waiting. You see I was waiting because our healer got CC'd. And then on top of our healer getting CC'd, our DH was able to peel because he wasn't in CC. So I just waited for my DH to peel me on the go. And he re-CCs my healer. I coil the guy. I realize I'm in trouble. I held stone. I faked this step kick there, which is huge. Me faking the step and the kick allowed me to drain life there and be able to survive the go. Having precognition is huge. Imagine if I didn't have precog here, I would never play. Anyways, so full dot on the Ellie Shaman. Trying to dot the Resto Shaman too. And there's 2 kicks on the field. 3 actually. There's not much I can do here. Sitting kidney shot, trying to survive. I see my healer gets out of kick, I port. And there's a ground, Groat. He had a really awesome kick there on the healer, so I was able to get a half fear on it. And there's, okay, he dwarf racial. That was actually a really big CD that we got there, and I was just like, okay, so he dwarfed. We're getting buttons from the enemy. We got trinket, we got 2 trinkets. We got a meld from the rogue. We got vanish already. All this is really good. There's Stormkeeper. This is very big trouble. Naj already used kidney shot, so we're in good shape here. Our healer PS'd. We're running out of cooldowns now. Now I don't have wall. I don't have Dark Pact. My healer doesn't have PS, no dome. At this point, nobody has cooldowns, right? Nobody has cooldowns. They still have a lot of CDs. I thought I was dead here. I was like, yo, I'm dead. But somehow I lived. I managed to fake his kick there. Me faking his kick is tremendous because I was able to get a full fear on the rogue, and Dilbar couldn't like dispel it because he's on the other pillar. So Naj sits a full fear. Him setting the full fear gave me enough space to get topped off here. So now I'm trying to cross the map. He imprisoned the rogue, which is really good. And sometimes, boys, you don't even want to rely on doing damage. Like, imagine if I was just sitting there trying to get a UA, trying to fake, instead of walking away and trying to kite. I wouldn't have been able to put myself in a position that I'm in now, which crosses the map, putting Dilbar in the middle of the map, and we ended up winning. I actually don't know how that DH killed him, but I was so happy that we won that round, because I wasn't able to do anything, you know, except try to survive that whole game. And if we managed to live there, I think that we would have been able to come back, because I had wall coming back off CD, Dark Pact was coming back up. My healer was starting to go but I was going to be able to get active in a few seconds. Anyways, so let's continue to the next game. Now it's double Ellie with a DH, another terrifying combination for me. But we have a rogue on my team. And when you have a rogue, that's an equalizer. Sin Rogue destroys Ellie Shaman. So in my mind, I'm just like, okay, run at the Ellie Shaman. We're going to win the game on killing the Ellie. It's going to be easy. So let's see what the DH decides to do. He wants to run at me. He kicks me in the opener. Lightning Lasso on Naj. It gets a full stun on my healer here into double fear. Very bad of me to stack. Never stack on your healer, boys. It's not good. So in that situation, you should have just kited towards the room. That was a bad decision by me. Essence Break on my healer. I stun him. Also, boys, very important. Focus on peeling instead of doing damage, even in solo shuffle. It's going to make you go places, trust me. If your healer's in trouble, you need to be spamming fear instead of doing damage. And once you stabilize, then you start doing damage. That's how you should play Affliction. So I'm drain lifing. Just casting. Pop my Dark Lair. Trying to maintain what dots I have. I triple UA on everything. I didn't soul rot with that Dark Lair, and that's perfectly fine. Sometimes you just want to get your dots up. You want to get everything rolling, and you just swap UA on everything. It'll help you out in the long term. So there's Dark. They all sit in the dark. Honestly, sitting in the dark is best for me, because now I can get CC on the healer. I actually like them doing that, even though it was a good defensive CD by them. So there's a precognition proc, so I could free cast. Precognition, boys, remember, that's the talent. That's the talent that makes you immune for 5 seconds after you fake a kick. If there's some new people in my chat. Okay, his BM just fell. He's half HP. Wall. Okay, we're in a good position now. Look at the healer. Look at everybody. There's no trinket on the Ellie Shaman. No trinket on the Resto Shaman. No Dwarf Racial. No Ellie Wall. The Resto Shaman is dead. The Resto Shaman's dead. The Ellie Shaman has 1 CD. The game is almost over, right? The DH has no trinket. I mean, he has trinket but no meld, which is really good. So you have like a lot of like on the enemy team, they're running out of defensive CDs. This game is easily winnable at this point, right? So let's see what happens. So I Shadow Fury the healer on his cast. It looked like Naj kicked the same time that I Shadow Furied, so he got immunity, was able to heal twice. But we're still in a good shape here. We do have PS, and the rest of Shaman just dies. So there's games like that where you just win, right? I got very lucky. Honestly, boys, I got very lucky these 2 first wins. These 2 first wins were the easiest wins of my life because I didn't really have to try much of anything. I just let my rogue run around and kill shit and I survived. Some games, boys, you're going to have to get active and really force yourself to get the dub. Depending on the team, right? You're going to have to spam fear 3 times on 1 target, swap the fear, you know, get full dots on 2 targets, try to force a trinket on your own even though you're not a playmaker. Like in lower CRs, you're going to have to do more of that. I should probably, chat, maybe I should do like a 0 to hero. How would you guys like that? If I did like a 0 to hero challenge as Affliction on a fresh character and you guys could see how I climbed the ladder like that. Maybe that's a good idea. Anyways, so this is a interesting combination. We're playing Locke, Ellie Shaman, Disc Priest here. So Essence Break on my healer, Healing Tides up. I wish I could kill those. Death Mark on my healer, on my Ellie Shaman. This is big trouble. When you see your Ellie Shaman getting death marked, that's big CD. And right now we're just hoping our Ellie Shaman doesn't die in the opener, right? So I fake the kick. I get full dots on Dilbar. I kick him on cast, which is really good. We get Soul Rot full dot. And I quelled him out of that, and then our Ellie Shaman dies. I don't know what I could do differently there. I was just like, I was jumping out of my chair in that moment. I was so freaked out. I didn't know why he died there. I was like, wait. Didn't we use every CD, PS, Dome, Wall, and he still died? I saw him at 100% HP, Deathmark expires, and he still dies. So, I was in a position of just like, I guess there's not much I can do. Like, the only thing that I could have done differently, guys, is probably not throwing my coil on the healer and throw it on DPS. But the problem with that is, if you don't have cover for the healer, he's just going to dispel anyway. So it's not really a way that you could play the game, like throwing coil like that. So, I sack my pet. And then I start dotting the Ellie Shaman. Drain Soul. Any Stormkeepers, I fear it. He had immunity there too, which is great. Fearing him on his wall, so now he has to juke 2 kicks to get a Stormkeeper. That's going to be frustrating, right? I quelled him off of that. He capped as well. And now this is big meta. This is big CDs from the DH, so I decided to start kiting. Also, boys, when you're playing with a Resto Shaman, remember, their biggest defensive is Earthen Wall. So try your best to not run out of it. And I hope I don't look like a retard here and tell you guys to do that, and then I walk out of Earthen. That's going to be cringe, right? That would be fucking cringe. But like now it's fine. If they're not trying to kill you, you can walk out of Earthen to do damage. But like, I'm still just sitting in it. I'll walk out of it here. It looks like it expires. Also, having a weak aura for it would help you too. I couldn't find one, so I just haven't been using one. I've been lazy to find one. But getting a weak aura to show that you're an Earthen Wall would help you a lot. So now this DH is by himself here. I fear him on the hunt twice. And I reapply my tongues on this Ellie Shaman. I think it's better to play weakness on Ellie. I don't know why I put tongues. Probably just like impulse. But in my opinion, in the future, just use weakness as much as you can on the Ellie. And if he's not displaying curse, he's fucking up. If you have weakness on an Ellie Shaman, the amount it fucks them is crazy. It'll make their Stormkeeper not crit when they're lava bursting. It's going to make their fire shocks or whatever, flame shocks, not crit, which really fucks them in trying to get like lava burst procs. So just remember that, guys. So now we're versing Ellie Sin Rogue. You see, boys, there's no winning in this lobby. Even though I've won quite a few lobbies so far in this one lobby, rounds in this lobby, there's no winning for me. Like, Ellie Shaman Rogue is one of the hardest comps for a Warlock to play into. And there's not much you could do into it, and you're just dying the whole game. But like, you know, somehow we got very lucky, and the lobby was in my favor, it looked like. So the best thing that I told my DH to do is to swap around, go rogue and go rogue and go Ellie, my bad. And In my opinion, that's the best thing to do, and try to put the healer behind. So I was thinking after this kidney shot, since they're after my DH, that I'm going to go in and start spamming Fear. So I'm spamming Fear to get a Dispel. They shear the healer into Fellspite. That's really good. And now I'm trying to get dots going. Deathmark on me. Once I sold Deathmark, chat. By the way, get the Weak Aura, the Mez Weak Aura pack that you could find on Wago's site. It will help you tremendously. You see how it popped up on my screen a second ago? It said Deathmark on doing Doritos. When you guys see Deathmark, look at my button press. I'm literally one button press away from pressing wall. You see how I'm 90% HP? You never want a wall at 20% HP. If you see Deathmark on you, you need to trade wall instantly. If the rogue is on you and not in CC, trade wall instantly. Even if your healer is not in voice with you because you're doing solo shuffle, you need to understand that the rogue's next kidney shot, which is coming up in literally half a second, is gonna take me down to 10% HP and I won't recover. So if I didn't wall at this moment, I was gonna be in a very bad spot because he was gonna chunk like 60% of my HP in 2 seconds of the kidney shot. So the more damage reduction you have, higher HP is always better. Anyways, let's unpause the video. He darked as well, which is very good on that DH. So there's a bomb, but it doesn't matter. My shaman's on top of me. That was a bad bomb. And full fear, it breaks because of AoE damage. He full kidney shots my healer for CC, it looks like, and then they go back me. And as you can see, I still almost was dying. I was dying despite having wall up. There's Dome. And now we're in a really good spot because the rogue doesn't have Deathmark. His offensive CDs are over. I just kicked the shaman. It's gonna put him behind. He can't cheer either now. And I full dot both the rogue and the Ellie, and I decided to start pumping. The thing is, when you're versing a Disc Priest, understand they're on a timer. They have about 2 to 3 minutes before the game ends because they run out of mana. So I'm dotting the rogue, trying to dot the shaman again. And I'm just sitting here because this is Earthen Wall. It's actually very helpful when a shaman has like, they'll put like icons or whatever where their earthen is. It helps you tremendously, right? So here we go. I'm pressing Rapture. I got kicked. Also, boys, I'm a type of person that's like a juke god. I like to juke a lot, but sometimes it's very bad. Like, I'll watch my VOD back and I'll be like, yo, dude, why the fuck have I been juking for like 30 seconds? And nothing happens. The guy's just like looking at me and he's just doing damage into me because I'm just juking. So you're not casting for 30 seconds almost, or whatever it might be. If you start doing that and you start realizing you're running into a rut where you're just juking, just eat the kick. Just eat the kick. It doesn't matter. Like, at that point, there's no point for juking, right? You're just CCing yourself. So just eat the kick. And let's say you juke like 2 or 3 kicks, right? And you have an immunity, and now you full dot everything. After you full dot, guys, it's okay to get kicked. It doesn't matter about juking at that point. At that point, you have dots and everything. Might as well just eat the kick. Because if you eat the kick, it's going to be better for you later on. Because you're going to be able to cast in like 3 to 5 seconds. And they can't kick you for another 20 seconds. Anyways, this is another team that's kind of annoying. Because we're versing DH and Sin Rogue. But there's a Disc Priest on the enemy team, which means we can win. This was honestly the hardest match of the lobby. This was such a hard match because they were turning my Ellie and they just do so much damage. My Ellie walled. I think that was that wall was really early because Deathmark didn't even happen yet, right? So now wall's gonna expire before Deathmark expires, which is not good. So let's see what happens here. I Shadow Fury, Echoing Reprimand, and it looks like the DH is going for more CC on my shaman. Let's see. So wall expires. So now that wall expires and he's still in Earthen, it's good that he's in Earthen, but you know, he hasn't sent Deathmark yet, so we're in a very, like, sketchy situation here. So let's see what happens. It's probably going to be a next kidney. So it looks like he's going for CC on our healer. Look at Naj. He looks like he's probably going to blind, honestly. He could be looking for a blind in a second here. Or it looked like he wanted to step kick. Okay, there's Incap. I'm spam fearing the rogue. Remember, guys, like, it's more important to CC than do damage when you see your guy dying. There's Link. I didn't run into Link. It died so fast, too. So I full fear healer, trying to make space and create pressure so we can make them fuck off. Sometimes, guys, it's better to just, like, CC than try to do damage, too. Remember that. Because, like, CC and Disruption puts their healer behind globals. And the biggest thing about Disc Priest is once they fall behind, they can't recover. Like, you see how this priest is, like, 30% HP? As a Disc Priest, once you get behind, you can't go back up. It just feels like it's impossible. But once you stay up, it's hard to go down, if that makes sense. So I'm fearing the rogue. I quelled this step, which is really good. And our shaman's like 20%. I'm freaking out. I'm just like, okay, CC, 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 CC. And off that Shadow Fury, I'm just like, okay, gotta do damage, We gotta win it. And boom, we won. I was so happy there, chat. I was so fucking happy. I did not expect to win that game, but we ended up winning. Oh my god, I had it unmuted. Oh well. So, yeah, that was like a really interesting shuffle. I just wanted to show you guys like some rounds there, and that was a 3K shuffle lobby. But my next shuffle lobby, I hit rank 1. But this was the hardest lobby. The last one, it was like really iffy. I'll show you guys in a future video how that one went. But you know, this is like a part 1 of this video. I just wanted to give you guys a little commentary video / like going through my head about what happened this game. How did it feel to play into 2 shamans, a DH, and a Sin Rogue and still go positive? Anyways, boys, thanks for watching the video and have a good one. Peace.